Hey, what's up guys and welcome back. First of all, if you would like to support me and the channel, my PayPal will be in the description, so thank you very much. Now, before we begin this, don't worry. Century Naruto is not cancelled. Something big is coming, guys. Something very big. But here I am with a brand new series for you guys to enjoy. I got this idea a lot, so here it is. What if Naruto was Kirby? If you don't know what Kirby is, well, he's a magical pink ball that is able to absorb his enemies and things around him and take on their characteristics in ways. So let us blend that very powerful ability. It might seem common, but as you put it in the Naruto universe, well, let's turn it into something even more dangerous than what it already is in terms of how powerful it can truly become. So yeah, sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy. Let us begin this now, guys. Our story begins on the field, where Aruka Mino stood as all the children were gathered. Alright, Naruto Uzumaki versus Sasuke Uchiha, he said. Sasuke Uchiha, the son of Fukaku Uchiha, having recently just turned 6 years old and started the academy. This was the early days. However, this will be their first physical testing to show the improvement as they go up grades and grades and grades. So this will be their day one benchmark test. Sasuke was rather confident due to the fact that unlike most of them, he had home training, as majority of the students here were civilians, and even those that had clans, well, they were nothing compared to the Uchihas. He was Sasuke Uchiha after all, and he was the best. Naruto Uzumaki, he didn't really pay much attention to the people around him, due to the fact that they were always trying to storm him. The girls, it was a big fuss as they screamed and cheered, believing that Sasuke had this in the bag. They've just gotten to know him and they were already obsessed. He was cool, he was handsome. Well, some of them know him before the academy, seeing him in the park that is. His lineage was there for everyone to see. Naruto Uzumaki on the other hand was different. Different in a very strange way. As he stepped on the field, you could not see his face, as he was wearing a jacket that had a hood that covered his head. But he took it off though, as he folded it neatly and placed it to the side. They were just starting out for most of them, so they had no idea who he is. But they did hear that he was a troublemaker, that he was a problem child. However, they tend to stay away from him due to his little bad reputation. But some did not really care about that though. As both boys stepped into the field, Aruka told them to perform the unison sign, which they did. Once that was said and done, Aruka gave them the go-ahead to see their talents unfold in front of his eyes. Sasuke folded his arms, studying his opponent. He would end this match in one move. However, things took a rather drastic and surprising turn when Naruto suddenly started to glow. A bright light emanated from him. When said light died down, Naruto here, his blonde, spiky hair was no longer the same. It was now green. You couldn't even call it hair anymore. It was like a bunch of leaves gathered together, yet they sway like they were the texture of his hair. His hair had turned into leaf. His eyes also turned green as well. He held both of his hands out before he slammed them on the ground. As wooden vines erupted out, Sasuke tried to dodge, but he was unable to. They grabbed him, the trees, wrapping around Sasuke, as the vines had branches on it, which had leaves on it. So yeah, they were trees as they started to grow, covering Sasuke's entire body before they threw him out. Luckily, the trees provided a cushion as he crashed on the outside of the ring. The match was over just like that. Iruka was barely able to react, stunned, shocked to what he was witnessing. Yes, unbelievably so. Time skip. Why? Said Naruto, as he sat and questioned the Hokage why he should tell him about his ability. Hiruzen sir told Bisai, Naruto has always been like this. Naruto was a very laid-back individual when it comes to talking and even expressing himself. Hiruzen has been bringing Naruto money for his monthly stipend since he was kicked out of the orphanage, since he got him an apartment, and Naruto had not told him a single detail about what he was capable of doing. This was the first time that anyone was aware that he could. Well, it was very hard to explain. Thus, Hiruzen kind of expected this. Naruto was more laid back than almost everyone, and that got him into a lot of trouble. Mostly it wasn't his fault. He tended to see and say what he saw, and say what he thought of, because he was too relaxed to not really focus and prepare for the other person's judgment, which led to him getting a lot of fights, as the children in the academy believed that he was some sort of bully, but far from it. Then again, some of the adults, due to his burden that he carried that he had no idea about. But Naruto did not really hassle himself with the people that seemed to be upset about his existence, because Naruto, unlike most people, enjoy being alone. He enjoy relaxing, he enjoy exploring the woods, going all over Konoha exploring foliages. He enjoyed it a lot, and he enjoyed watching the nature take place in front of him, and the sunset as well. So Naruto never really concerned himself with that. You would think that he has hatred and anger for those who saw him as a monster, something that he did not even know about. But that was far from the truth. Naruto pulled something out. It was a broken branch. He told the Hokage about his discovery. It wasn't too long ago, flashback. A 5-year-old Naruto was making his way as he started to get hungry. Naruto was simply walking through the foliage. He would be starting the academy very soon. Because of that, he's been looking about chakra. And ever since Naruto found out how to awaken his chakra, he's been feeling this sensation. It was like he was hungry and at the same time he was not. Because it wasn't food that he was craving, it was something else. Naruto noticed a tree branch on the ground. He didn't know why as he made his way towards it. He held it upwards. Maybe he could eat this. He chuckled to himself. It was a joke, but he felt that sensation once again. He opened his mouth and started to absorb. It was beyond his will, beyond his control. The significance of his power being activated awakened something deep and powerful inside of his system. When Naruto looked at his hands, he was shocked, as everything seemed so different. End of flashback. And that is how he found out about his ability. It's no big deal, said Naruto. Hiruzen thought that Naruto possessed the Mokidan, but that wasn't the case. He would like to understand. Well, so far, I'm only able to absorb 4 items at a time, said Naruto. If I go beyond that, I have to spit one of the other ones out. There don't seem to be any way around that. Oh, something you might find interesting. If the item is strong enough, when I spit it out it's released with a strange force. That can cause a little bit of mayhem and destruction, Naruto said. I've been trying to understand what it is. And you didn't feel like this was important enough to talk to me and tell me about it. I was going to, said Naruto as he lied down in a chair, but I guess I lost track of time. 5 months ago, Hiruzen said. Yeah, pretty much, said Naruto, as he lied there. The Hokage was questioning Naruto, but Naruto stopped answer after a few questions as Hiruzen got up. He was asleep. Time skip. The Uchiha massacre really shocked the village. No one saw more than Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto wasn't aware of any of this. Naruto did make friends as the years went by. Shikamaru, Kiba, Choji, Shino. The more time passed, the more Naruto experimented, as he could absorb not only objects but animals as well. He absorbed Shino bugs, and let's just say that was, well, off-putting in a way. To him though. However, his ability was strange. He could absorb things, but when he absorbed living animals, that is when he could release more power. When he spat it out, he could store up to 4 things inside of his body. When he had to spit one out, well, depending on what kind of thing it was, it could destroy a tree. It could destroy a large rock. He didn't know the limitations. After all, he's never tried to truly absorb something massive. As Naruto didn't think that it was needed for that just yet. After all, it's not like he's a ninja fighting. Then again, he will be a ninja soon enough. His rather calm, laid-back personality carried throughout the entire years, as Shikamaru and Naruto basically became best friends, due to the both of them being, well, laid back. Well, unlike Shikamaru, Naruto wasn't exactly lazy. That wasn't it. He was just relaxed. He didn't like to raise his voice. He didn't like to cause commotion. And he loved to relax and enjoy himself. But Naruto wasn't lazy, far from it. In fact, he liked to explore his abilities and learn more about them. He just did not like to push it that much. Due to him doing all of this work on covering his own abilities, he tended to stray away from the main thing that the academy was teaching them. When the time came for him to summon a clone, Naruto found himself failing the tests. However, he got a second backup test. Unfortunately though, that was a lie. Time skip. Get down! Shouted Aruka as he had shurikens in his back. The massive Fuma shuriken was launched towards Naruto. He was out of it, it seems. Well, he was just told that he was a 9-tailed fox. However, Naruto opened his mouth and absorbed the weapon, swallowing the Fuma shuriken, but he already had 3 things stored inside of him. Naruto felt it coming back up. This was something much more bigger and alive. Not a human, of course. Naruto spat as the energy that shoot from his mouth violently smashed into Mizuki, sending him tearing through several trees before coming to a stop. Naruto had absorbed a spider. A very large, dangerous spider. His trails of venturing out to different part of the village found him into a very dangerous forest. And he had to absorb the spider to survive, because things became really crazy on that night. However, the spider was the only thing that was strong enough to, well, actually hurt Mizuki as he spat it out. He could feel the build of energy, and in order to use his abilities, he had to tap into the power that was stored inside of him. That is the reason why he was still normal even after absorbing Mizuki's shuriken. When the Anvus finally arrived, as they found Mizuki beaten and battered, Aruka gave Naruto his headband as he just bested a Chunin. But he did also learn something from the Forbidden Scroll. The Shadow Clone technique. It was supposed to be something that helped him pass the graduation test. However, the way the normal user would use the Shadow Clone technique if they had a great amount of chakra would be summoning a bunch of clones, but it would be completely different for Naruto. Not that he was aware just yet, after all, it was Aruka's speech that got him to step out and best Mizuki rather quickly. Hiruzen spoke to Naruto. He wasn't a demon, he wasn't any fox. The beast was simply sealed inside of him. Naruto was pretty calm about it. Explained some of the looks that he got most of the time. The populace was afraid, but not of him but what he contained. Are you sure that you're alright? Hiruzen questioned. Believed that Naruto's rather calm demeanor was leading up to a violent explosion. However, Naruto seemed rather okay about the news that he just heard. Time skip. In 3 days he would be graduating. As Naruto stood in the foliage, Naruto tapped into the shuriken's power that he swallowed from Mizuki. A small flash of light, and Naruto here became silver and stuck. Literally pointed upwards, it was stuck. His eyes resembled shurikens. You could see the pattern in his eyes. Naruto could easily understand what to do next. He opened his mouth and small shurikens shot from his throat, tearing through the tree. However, whenever he built up the power inside of him, as Naruto released it, 3 massive shurikens came out of his mouth. They came out small but they expanded the moment they did, as they turned and split, before tearing through the other tree that he was focused on. It was like a special attack, a special move that he could use for all the things that he absorbed when he gathered it a lot. That's awesome, said Naruto. He proceeded to spat out the other 3 things that he had stored inside of him, as he can store 4 objects comfortably. He don't think that he was going to throw this one away anytime soon, but the others were not ninja ready, and he was going to become a ninja very soon. He wondered what else could he absorb and use that would be very beneficial. As Naruto thought about it, when he does become a ninja, he would go on missions, and he would leave the village on regular basis. There was a lot more things out there in the real world to absorb. More exotic things, more amazing things. So yeah, he would keep most of the slots empty for now, he thought to himself. Time skip. Kakashi Hatake was leaping, flipping. He whipped out his own weapon and clashed against the weapons. Kakashi was getting tired. As Naruto wasn't slowing down, he was not stopping. The copy ninja threw a kunai straight through 3 of the shurikens. He dashed away and appeared behind Naruto when suddenly, the massive Fuma shurikens came towards him as Naruto spun around. The copy ninja had to flip through the center. He reached upwards and looped his hand through one, coating it with chakra as he turned and threw it back. Naruto fired another big one and destroyed it. Kakashi blitzed behind Naruto and sweep his leg away before he dropped his elbow in Naruto's stomach. As Naruto lay on the ground, the copy ninja wrapped his mouth. Yes, he covered Naruto's mouth using what was in his, pouch. It was a scroll. He would sacrifice it to bind Naruto's mouth. It was supposed to be the bell test that determined if they would become ninjas, him, Sakura, and Sasuke. And Naruto started out as a complete monster by forcing Kakashi to actually put in effort. After all, he was a child. In the end though, they learned that in order to pass, they were gonna have to work together. Well, that was after Kakashi tied up Naruto due to him being too much of a hassle, and his stomach started to grumble. Kakashi warned them not to remove the scroll, but they did and fed Naruto, Sasuke first and Sakura, so he did end up passing them. Time skip. Naruto decided to absorb a tree, as the leafy powers were rather nice as well. So that put two that he had now, the shuriken power and the leafy power as well. Jeez, I have to come up with a better name for these things, Naruto thought. Then again, that is the literal definition of what they are, he said to himself, as he shrugged it off and made his way. Time skip. Maybe that wasn't a good idea, Naruto said as he looked at his apartment. Most of his things were trash at the moment, as Naruto just found out that he had something that is known as a release mode. Yes, with each of the things that he absorbed, he had this release mode. So for the shuriken that he absorbed, his release mode was releasing around 20 plus tiny shurikens that exploded out with a violent wind gust. And yeah, you would understand why his apartment was trash. So that was a lot of cleaning that day. Naruto decided to experiment though, making his way as he had the tree release mode as well, arriving this time in the foliage. Naruto dug deep for that feeling that he felt once again. As the buildup of power, he released it. And the release mode was more violent in a way. Massive roots erupted from the ground and simply smashed everything around. The other was stabbing and this was smashing. Kind of good, he thought. Time skip. Naruto was in the office as Tazuna, their first new client. He would be their client outside of the village, so it was a first. As he was complaining about the brats and the weird looking one, he said. Naruto was offended by that, reaching up and pulling down the hood that he was wearing that tended to cover him mostly, which made him look kind of weird. He had to question. He questioned to himself. Sakura noticed the look on his face. What's wrong? Do I look weird? Naruto said. She face faulted at Naruto's question. He was a strange person, but he wasn't bad. No, she said. He's just an ass. Yeah, you're right, Naruto said, as Kakashi tried to tell the man that he was here and he was a jonin of the village. Fine, Tazuna said. Well, if you don't like our company, why don't you go by yourself, Naruto said. No, said Tazuna, quickly cutting off what Naruto said. Then I guess you're gonna have to be nice or else we're just gonna leave you there to die. No, he's just joking, Kakashi said with a nervous chuckle as he gave Naruto a look. As Naruto looked towards Tazuna. I'm not. Keep an eye on him, Hiruzen said, as Team 7 made their way off. However, their trip was immediately ruined by two ninjas ripping Kakashi apart. The team was stunned. Sasuke acted quickly by throwing a kunai and a shuriken to pin down the chain. As Naruto opened his mouth, Miyaizo threw himself down to the ground. However, they kept on coming. The shuriken stabbed into his leg. He cried in pain. Another stab into his shoulder. Another stab into the other shoulder. Gosu heard his brothers cry and gazed over towards them, allowing Sasuke to flip and drop a heel directly into his head, stunning him as he fell down. Sasuke jumped down and kneed him in the face. Gosu fell over. Wouldn't you say that's a bit overboard, Naruto questioned. Sasuke looked over towards the bleeding guy on the ground. Are you saying that to me? He said, looking at Naruto. I guess I don't have any room to talk, Naruto said. Well, seems like Kakashi is dead. What are we gonna do now? Naruto might sound like he did not hear, but he did. But his voice and the way he phrased the question was kind of rather off-putting. Sakura was about to say something, but Kakashi arrived clapping. Oh, you're not dead, Naruto said. Well, that's a relief. Aw, I didn't know you care that much, Kakashi said. Well, we would have been alone, and if these guys were the first person to attack us, I can imagine that the others will be stronger. And you are my sensei, Naruto said. Kakashi gave Naruto a nod. I guess you're right. But thanks for the last part. You are my student as well, he said. Now, I believe that a proper conversation should be had, he said, turning towards Tazuna. The team made their way after agreeing that they were going to head on. Naruto looked towards Sakura as he was just staring at her. What is it? Are you afraid? He questioned. What? Of course not, she said. I think the only reason why you agreed to go is because Sasuke wanted to go. What? No, I wanted to go as well. You know that's a rather stupid thing to say, right? I mean, how are you gonna be with him if you're dead? Not to say that you're going to die, but you need to learn to make your own opinion and stop following what he says. Sasuke is determined to become stronger. It's like a drug for him. So try to find your own. We will support you if you're afraid. Besides, that's the purpose of a team. That's what the one-eyed scarecrow told us at day 1. Kakashi eye twitched at the nickname that he's heard more than once now, and he doesn't like it. Not in the slightest. Naruto almost killed a little bunny because he heard something in the bushes. Sakura had to grab the poor creature as it was frightened near to death. You know, those things taste really good even without any seasoning, said Naruto. Really nice when you're alone in the forest. Sakura slowly turned to look at him, as the little rabbit seemed more afraid than anything else. However, Kakashi was noticing something strange when he heard it. Get down, everyone, he said. Sakura slowly turned her head due to the fact that she was holding on to the animal, as she wasn't fast enough to drop. But Naruto was ahead of her. Yes, he jumped right in front of her and started to absorb. Naruto absorbed the massive blade and it swallowed into his system. He turned towards her. Are you alright? The bunny fell from her hand. She looked petrified and afraid. I told you, we're going to protect one another, he said. Someone appeared behind the group. Well, behind Naruto and Sakura. Where's my sword? The voice was dark. They wouldn't be able to turn fast enough, but Kakashi Hatake blocked the blow that Naruto was about to receive that would have knocked him into the ground. Do not touch my students, he said, knocking Zabuza Momochi away. Zabuza Momochi, a violent, terrible man, a monster, a demon. He was pissed. He wanted his blade. Him and Kakashi started to trade blows, hand to hand. Kakashi was a very skilled, powerful individual, but Zabuza was physically stronger. However, it was just a tiny amount greater than the copy ninja. As Kakashi revealed his Sharingan, the battle became a mess. Both men using the art of, well, confusion to their best. Zabuza summoning the mist. He knocked Kakashi onto the water after Kakashi dispelled his water clone. And now, Kakashi was captured. This was bad. Really bad. The copy ninja locked eyes with Naruto inside of the water prison. as he gestured towards Zabuza's hand. Naruto already understand what to do. As Naruto tapped into the shuriken, his features change did not concern Zabuza. All Zabuza wanted was Zabuza was caught off guard as he saw the massive armada of shurikens raining towards him, and he was left without his blade to protect himself. Sasuke jumped upwards, giving Zabuza absolutely no chance as he launched a fireball. With only one hand, Zabuza was forced to leap away, freeing Kakashi. He held his hand up, stopping his students. "Thank you," he said, "but I will handle the rest." He demolished Zabuza, picked him apart piece by piece, mimicking his technique before he could. Naruto suddenly changed in front of the group. Both of Naruto's hands became massive steel cleavers. As they slammed into the ground, they were heavy, extremely so, but they were powerful, as the ground had been split. "What's that?" Sakura said. "Oh, it's his blade," said Naruto, as he then returned back to normal. "I think I'm gonna keep this one. It's pretty strong." Kakashi did not finish the battle though. Someone else arrived. However, the strain of overusing his Sharingan, even by a little, was too much for his system. By the time he woke up, he told them that they would have to face Zabuza again. Naruto was currently relaxing outside, just hours after they had returned to the home. "Huh? I just want to thank you for saving me," Sakura said. "You're right. I was afraid. I am afraid, but I went with it. But you saved me," she said. Naruto waved off her concerns and her thanks. It wasn't really anything. She was a teammate and a friend, he might say so. Saving her really didn't mean anything upsetting. Sasuke came out and saw the two of them. "Hey," Naruto said, causing the Uchiha to pause in his step. "Where are you going?" "To train," Sasuke said. "Well, we should all train together," Naruto said, as he threw an arm around Sakura's shoulder and walked with her, throwing an arm around Sasuke's shoulder as well. "After all, we are a team," Naruto said, as they made their way off. The both of them blinked. "Where the hell are you leading us?" Sasuke questioned. "You ruined it," said Naruto. "It was a dramatic walk-off scene. You know this is not a TV show or a movie, right?" Sakura said to him. "Of course I do," said Naruto. "It's just fun thinking that it is." "I wonder, has he gone crazy?" Sasuke muttered. "What was that?" "I said, have you gone crazy?" Sasuke asked. "Huh, I don't think so," said Naruto, as he lay on the ground and fell asleep. They looked at one another. Perhaps he was indeed crazy. However, Naruto really went to sleep in that moment, as they had to drag him back inside, as he wasn't waking up. Not because he was sick or have a problem or anything. He just didn't want to. Meanwhile, Zabuza was pissed, furious, raging. That blade belongs to him. It was his blade after what he has done. He deserved that blade. He was the wielder of that blade. And that brat somehow swallowed his blade up. Zabuza would not rest until he gets that blade back. For the meantime, though, he needed a weapon, bested so easily by the copy ninja. The next time he would carve that Sharingan right out of his goddamn skull. He fumed with rage. "You should perhaps take it easy." He snapped his gaze towards Haku, but he had absolutely nothing that he can do. After all, his body could not even budge, due to the needles just being removed. Time skip. "Why don't you just off yourself?" Sakura whacked Naruto over the head. "Don't say that," she said. "But really, he's acting like there is not a third option. She whacked him again. You can't say that to a child. Well, I am a child. Well, in a way, so I guess I can. Just stop it, she said. Iniri had tears in his eyes as he was angry. Look, I'm sorry, said Naruto. You're just really annoying. You know nothing about our pain, Iniri said. I suppose you're right. But look at it this way, said Naruto, as he picked up a fork and dropped it. See that? What are you talking about? Naruto dropped it once again and again and again and again. Why are you doing that? Iniri shouted. Naruto then finally caught the fork with his other hand. If something keep on happening and you do nothing about it, there isn't going to be any change. So perhaps you should do something about it. But I'm just a kid, he said, and Gato is... Yeah, you might be just a kid. But there's a lot of adults in this place. People that seem to have lost hope. Perhaps you can inspire them somehow. There is no more hope in this world. No, that's stupid. I'm hoping I can get some of that dessert. That's hope. I'm hoping that we can all survive this mission. That's hope, said Naruto. And I have hope that we will survive. And just like this, Naruto walked over and cut himself a piece of the dessert. My hope came through as he sat down and ate. Iniri ran away, angered by Naruto's logic. It was left up to Kakashi to speak to Iniri in the end, after seeing the child outside alone. Time skip. Naruto was asleep. He was tired. His abilities seemed unlimited, yes, but they took a lot out of him when he go overboard. Naruto met someone not too long ago. A beautiful young lady. Then again, she did say that she was a man, but she was so pretty Naruto believed that she was a girl. And he was still calling her a girl. The name even sounded like a girl's name. Haku. Haku was a nice person. Refreshing to see calm, sweet, nice people. As Naruto lay on the bed, his hands were still heavy in a way. He really pushed himself last night. But he learned a rather interesting piece of detail about the blade that he absorbed from Zabuza. In terms of the way that he can use it, it was still heavy, but the usefulness was greater than the other weapons. By far. Naruto woke up to shouting. The two thugs that tried to hurt Iniri and his mother were ensnared. Branches wrapping around them tightly as Naruto jumped through the window and landed on the ground. Iniri looked up. As he checked himself, yeah, you're alive. Because I saved you, said Naruto. Really stupid thing to do, run into someone with a sword. Then again, I guess you are some kind of hero. Your mother was in danger, said Naruto. Naruto released the two thugs. The moment he did, he jumped up and smashed his fist into their head, knocking them out cold. He then proceeded to drag them away and ensnare them far away from the house. Wait, what now? Iniri said. Have faith. Believe that we can do this. And believe in yourself as well, said Naruto. By the time Naruto arrived, what's with all the ruckus, he said. You're here, Sakura said, looking rather happy. Yeah, I am, said Naruto, looking around. Where's Sasuke? He's up there. He needs your help, go. Yeah, don't worry. He'll be just fine, Naruto said, making his way. When he arrived though, he saw the massive crystal dome. Immediately Naruto transformed. His arms became massive cleavers. All of his teeth became sharp, as they were now made of metal. His hair was slicked back and stiff, not standing up, because this was Zabuza's blade. Activation. Naruto had to come up with a better name for these things. As he stood there, I know, I'll call this one Butcher Naruto, as he was going by his own name. Naruto smashed the cleavers through, completely shattering Haku's mirror like it was nothing. "Hey, are you okay?" said Naruto. "What the hell? When did you... Wait, don't come in," Sasuke said. When Naruto looked behind him, the mirror was already reconstructed. Naruto quickly raised both of his arms, blocking all the Senbons, but two hit him right in the back. However, something rather shocking. The dexterity of Naruto's skin was no longer the same. Looking under his shirt, you would see that his skin had a rather irony look towards it. The Senbons did not go far in the slightest. "Hey, what's your problem?" said Naruto. "I am your enemy. You think we are comrades? I will kill the both of you and get my job done," the masked ninja said. "I thought you were supposed to be the one that took Zabuza in, the hunter. I misled you, and you simply hand over my..." He stuttered in his speech. "That doesn't matter. Stand down and I shall spare the both of you, but if you get in my way, I won't hesitate to kill either of you." "Fine. Well, if you hurt Sasuke or Sakura, I'll kill you," said Naruto. "Very well. It is a choice that we all must make." "Wait, Haku?" Naruto said. The voice sounded a bit familiar, but it was the way the person spoke. The small stutter that followed. "That is you, isn't it?" "Haku," said Naruto. After a while of silence, "How did you know?" "I heard your voice. You're trying to distort it somehow, but it still kind of sounds like your voice. Not to mention, you speak like you're not a human sometimes." "What?" "I said I heard what you said. What do you mean I speak like I'm not a human?" "Well, you speak like you're this old, extremely old sage that I've gone through thousands of years. Sound like a reptilian monster that is trying to fit in with humans." "How do you went from old sage to reptilian monster?" Haku questioned. "My mind just worked in a funny way," said Naruto. "Wait, we're getting off track. It doesn't matter. Zabuza is a person I told you about, and in order for his dream to come true, that man has to fall. The best thing that you two can do right now is to give up. Allow me to do my job and this will be over. None of your friends would get hurt." "Hey, what's up with your eyes?" Haku's sweat dropped as Naruto simply ignored him. "I don't think that this is the time," Sasuke said. "Geez, I'm just curious. Your eyes look different. It's the Sharingan." Naruto looked at him strange. "What?" "What's a Sharingan?" Naruto questioned. Seriously? Seriously?" Sasuke questioned once again. "Yes, seriously. Are you not understanding the words coming out of my mouth?" Naruto said, looking at him. "We don't have time for this. Just focus on the enemy," Sasuke said. Naruto wasn't able to see Kakashi's Sharingan due to the battle starting so quick, and Naruto really truly did not focus on things that he did not really concern himself about, like Sasuke speaking about his eyes or his lineage. Well, he did care about Sasuke because he was his teammate and friend, but those things aren't going to be beneficial. A battle then kicked off between the three of them. Haku had them outmatched in the speed, and that was clear. As Naruto got an idea, Naruto shattered a large part of Haku's mirror, his chakra still tainting it. Naruto absorbed it. A bright blue light emanated from him. The first piece of Kikigenkai infused element that he ever absorbed. As Naruto tapped into it immediately, and that was for the Shuriken, Zabuza's blade, or Butcher Naruto, the tree, Leafy Naruto, and now Icy Naruto. Naruto here was blue. His whole demeanor was cold. You could see it, yes. His entire body was giving off a rather cold sensation. His eyes were more sky blue now, as his fingertips were frozen to the touch. The sensation was so cold even Sasuke had to take a step back. It doesn't matter. I'll still drop you both, Haku said, launching the Senmons towards Naruto. But Naruto simply held his hand out. As they smashed down on him, they froze. Yes, a distance away from his hand they froze and clattered down to the ground. Naruto froze the metal, and they clattered down in their own little cube-shaped prison. Well, this is a lot more powerful. Thanks, Naruto said. What have you done? Haku questioned. I think... Well, I'm just gonna try it, said Naruto as he jumped into the mirror. Haku was confused until BAM! He was thrown out. Sasuke saw the opportunity and jumped and kicked him in the back. As Naruto spun in mid-air, Naruto became a literal frozen ball as he spun, the cold sensation wrapping around him as he slammed down on Haku. His body bounced off the bridge 3 times. As Sasuke then spun and raised his leg, delivering a kick that shattered the mass, crushing him down on the bridge. Both boys now stood over him. He was done. Haku struggled to rise, the mass breaking away, before he collapsed back down to his knees. I was bested, he said. Yes, you were, said Naruto. So give up. Take my life, Haku said. I no longer possess a purpose. I am a broken tool. Excuse me, said Naruto. He started to speak about him being a tool as Naruto whacked him over the side of the head. I was just wondering if I slapped you hard enough, you would regain some sense in that head of yours, said Naruto. What? You don't understand, Haku said. None of you do. Naruto whacked him again. Stop that! I thought it was over. Naruto whacked him again. I said stop, Haku said, shooting up to his feet. However, Sasuke placed a kunai to his throat. He gazed towards him over his shoulder. Well, I guess you do have some fight in you. I'm not planning to kill you, and I don't think Sasuke is either. Well, is he? Question is still out, Sasuke said, holding the weapon there. Well, he's not really a bad guy. He's just really stupid. Haku glared at Naruto. He's like insanely stupid. Stupid than anyone you've ever seen or met. So stupid that stop it, Haku said. And stop insulting me. I'm not stupid. Well, if you weren't, you wouldn't be saying that you were someone's tool, this and that. What do you think this is, Naruto said, lifting Haku's arm up. This is your arm. You're not a tool. Wait. Do you think I meant it literally, Haku questioned. You know I'm not that dumb, right? Said Naruto. Then you don't understand, Haku said. It was my purpose, my goal, and I failed to do my one desire in this life. Then find new desire, dumbass, Naruto said. It's that simple. Naruto looked at Sasuke. It's over, Haku. You're strong, but allowing me to absorb your ice was a really stupid idea. I can enter your domain, so I don't think you can beat me now. You might be more experienced, but I do have a few tricks up my sleeve. Yes, you do. But I do as well, Haku said, grabbing onto Sasuke kunai. Sasuke tried to end him, but he froze it. He then kicked Sasuke's leg away and jumped backwards. Maybe in another life we could have been friends. You don't seem to be that much of a jackass when you're being nice, Haku said. However, it seems I still have a purpose, he said, as Naruto heard it as well. The Chidori was racing towards Zabuza's chest. Haku emerged as his mirror appeared. However, before Kakashi could strike him, Naruto grabbed Haku by the throat. As he pulled up behind him in the same mirror, Naruto pulled him out of it. Naruto held his hand up though. The mirror got so much more stronger, frozen there like a solid. Kakashi's Chidori crashed through it, but it did slow him down. Zabuza saw the opportunity and raised his blade, but the new blade that he had, Naruto grabbed onto the hilt, freezing it completely. It was his touch. His 5 frozen tip fingers making touch with things that weren't living. The blade immediately froze up. Zabuza looked down towards the brat. He looked different, but it was him. This brat stole his blade. He drive the frozen blade down towards Naruto, but Naruto opened his mouth and exhaled a massive miss. Both of Zabuza's arms were frozen, solid as he fell. The thick weight of the ice freezing him downwards. Naruto then exhaled all over his feet, freezing them solid as well. "You little brat," Zabuza said. Haku tried to help him as he got past Naruto. "Sorry about this," said Naruto. Haku turned as Naruto punched him across the face. He slapped into the railing and he passed out. Bit harder than I wanted to punch him, but effective, said Naruto. Guess I'm still trying to knock some sense into him for being an idiot. As for you, said Naruto. He looked towards Zabuza as he returned back to normal. The next moment, his arms became massive cleavers as Naruto raised his hand in the air. Well. Naruto stopped himself as he was just about to end Zabuza, because he believed the man was a true monster who has twisted Haku's mind into something unrecognizable. What do we have here? It was Gato that arrived, stopping Naruto. After all that talk, look at you, bested by what? A child? Humiliated and defeated. Well, it doesn't really matter, I was planning on killing you anyways. Kakashi stepped beside Naruto as he saw the army, Sasuke arriving, followed by Sakura and Tazuna. As they all stood there, they were outnumbered greatly. Naruto looked down towards Zabuza. You know, Haku really cared about you. He was going to die without hesitation because he loves you so much. I don't see what there is to love. Perhaps it is just his need to have someone in his life because he was so alone. Well, most people can relate, but I can't. I enjoy isolation and being alone. Naruto said, fisting Zabuza across the face, bursting his lip, causing him to bleed. The next time you think about his life being meaningless, remember that punch and that pain. Naruto said. Zabuza exploded out of the ice, having circulated the chakra through his body. It was moving much slower because he was partially frozen. But the ice did not cause any first-degree frostbite or anything. It did not severely burn at his skin because it was too cold. The ice was simply encapsulating, due to Naruto's lack of true understanding of what this form truly meant in terms of his ice release control. As Naruto could not do what Haku do, perhaps a specialty, but Naruto wasn't a Kikienkai user, he wasn't a Yuki member, he just had the traits. But his abilities were astonishing in every single way. Looking down, Zabuza rose up to his feet as Naruto followed his gaze as Zabuza rose tall. Kakashi would cut him down though if he made a move against Naruto, and that was clear. The copy ninja Sharingan watching him carefully. Guess I'm protected, said Naruto. Besides, that man over there was going to betray you. You should be really pissed about that right now. Gato started to slowly back away. Where's my sword? Sorry. It's gone, said Naruto. Once I digest something, I can't bring it back the way it was. Zabuza was pissed. I should cut your head off for that. Well, you can try, but not today. Perhaps someday in the future though. I can take your threat until then. Well, he is right about something. As much of an annoying brat he is, you were going to betray me. By the time Haku woke up, he was leaning on the railing. As he opened his eyes, the fighting, the clashing woke him up. Naruto was sitting down right beside him. What's going on? Oh, your master is killing a bunch of people. And don't worry, I spoke to him, said Naruto. I don't know if he's gonna be an ass the same way, but, well, things can change, Naruto said to Haku. Haku was confused. Time skip. Well, I suppose this was the best out of all the ending. No one really important died. A lot of people died, Sakura said. Well, those people were monsters. They're not important in my book, said Naruto. Due to him speaking the same way every single time, it was hard to tell when he was serious or simply talking, but he was serious. In his eyes, those monsters deserve what they got. The people of this land has been through so much, and those monsters deserve that death. Zabuza did threaten that he would hunt Naruto down one day and chop him into little pieces for what he did. As Naruto took his threat with a smile, he did say farewell to Haku. And yeah, he supposed they were friends. Friends that don't really see each other and don't really know where each other is. And a friend that their master wants to kill. It's complicated, Naruto said. You know, I still believe that you're a girl, Naruto said in the end. How much time do I have to tell you? I'm a boy, Haku said. What do I have to do to convince you? Allow me to check, said Naruto. Haku blinked, blushing in embarrassment of Naruto's words. You're joking, right? Jeez. Why can't anyone tell when I'm joking, said Naruto. He was joking, yes. Maybe because your voice doesn't change, or you barely smile when you do. You're just weird. You know, you're not the first person to tell me that. Friends do call each other weird names. Like you. Popsicle, said Naruto. Oh, what? I said, Popsicle. Naruto repeat once again. Haku left, a bit more pissed off than he was. But Naruto bade him a farewell after shouting Popsicle one more time. Time skip. See, I told you there was hope, said Naruto. Hey, this bridge should really be named after me. Really? Iniri said. Of course. I did most of the work. Tell everyone, okay? Not even my sensei were able to best the enemy like I did. I am one of the most strongest. You are? Iniri said. Yeah. Don't tell anyone, but I'm actually a super powered individual from the future that possess godlike abilities. Really? Iniri said once again. Yeah. So don't tell anyone, Naruto said. But I'm trusting you with this secret. Iniri nodded. You love to mess with people, don't you, Sakura questioned. He's a stupid kid, but a sweet one, said Naruto. Hey, I was thinking, if you and Sakura get married, and the both of you had a child, what would you name it? Sakura froze with shock, as Naruto said that to Sasuke, who just arrived to see the two after Naruto messed with Iniri. You were just thinking. That's how you start that sentence, Sasuke said, looking towards him with a blank stare. Yeah, random things tend to pop up in my mind. So, what would it be? Sasuke glared at him before walking away. I wonder. How far has he pushed that stick today, said Naruto. Sakura sighed. I have the perfect name, Naruto said, looking at her. You know, you might be weird, she said. Huh, maybe I am. Multiple people have said that already, said Naruto, but the name is pretty awesome. Fine. What is it, she said. Bob. What? Bob, said Naruto. You want me to name my child Bob? What if it's a girl, she said. Being sarcastic. Oh, Bob is for both boy and girl, said Naruto. I really hope that whoever you get married to never, ever make you pick the child's name, because that was horrendous. Naruto's sweat dropped. I think Bob is a nice name, he said to himself. As he walked away, time skip. The team returned back to Konoha, a hero. As they were in the office, Naruto kept on stepping in terms of Kakashi's explanation about the mission, saying things that were severely drastic and, well, things that pretty much did not happen. You just froze his arms and legs. There was no insane battle on the bridge, Kakashi said with a deadpan stare. Huh, that's not how I saw it. You know, I think he has a mental problem, Kakashi said, where he builds expectations and scenarios in his mind and believe they're real. Is that true, Naruto? Kakashi looked towards him as Hiruzen questioned Naruto. Huh, maybe he's right. People have been saying I'm weird, said Naruto. Maybe we should get you medically tested then. Both men were being rather sarcastic, but Naruto's flat, calm tone made them wonder if he was agreeing with them. Well, you're not the only funny ones here, said Naruto. Oh, he was joking. Naruto did not let go of these 4 abilities, as he finally came up with the perfect names. Now wait for this. They're awesome. Metal Naruto. Yes, for the shuriken. Then you had Butcher Naruto for Zabuza blade. Grassy. No. He kept on changing that one. Leafy Naruto for the trees. And then you have Icy Naruto for the ice. Sakura was pretty pissed off as she just woke up to Naruto beating down her door, wanting to tell her about the names that he finalized. He then went to Sasuke's home and did the exact same thing. He then went to the cemetery. How did you know I was here? Kakashi questioned, but Naruto skipped over that and told him the names. Well, they're not bad, Kakashi said. They're awesome, said Naruto. If you say so. If you say so, the copy ninja said, as Naruto made his way off. Time skip. The group found themselves facing a very powerful man, and Kakashi wasn't there. He had to return back to the village and a civil war broke out in the land of waterfalls. Suyin, a man that just drank the hero water, he bested them. Naruto was knocked down. Yes, due to him jumping in the way to protect Sakura and Sasuke from being hit with a powerful water attack. This time though, Sakura got to her feet as Sasuke just tried to take Suyin on, but he was not down. She was the only one left. She stood there, behind the man, drawing his attention. Stupid little girl, Suyin said, as he stepped towards her. Naruto doesn't usually get angry, and that was very obvious. But he was pissed. He wouldn't allow her to get hurt. He wouldn't allow this man to kill her. Naruto decided to try something that he's never tried before. Naruto got to his feet and inhaled. This time, his first human. How would that change him? Well, in many different ways. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.